Managing Talent, and she is going to go ahead and share some tips and insight to how to make the best of your LinkedIn profile today. So Jill, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mandy. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really so pleased to be able to give back to the university. I'm also on the alumni board and I'm on my class leadership team. So obviously, I'm very invested in you and in the future of Lawrence. I'm one of 4 alumni in my family. So I've got, I come from a rich tradition of people that went to the university. I was a philosophy major. My sisters and my niece were in the conservatory. And so I'm really happy to be here today, and I really want to make sure that everyone would keep this as interactive as possible. And so, I should have done some polls, but I didn't really have time because I love LinkedIn poll or Zoom polls. But anyway, so if you have a question, it'd be great if you just, everyone knows how to do the hand raise, and I can stop down. I'm happy to stop the presentation at any time to take your questions. So I prepared a PowerPoint and I've got examples, and I'm also happy to go onto my profile to demonstrate any questions that you have, because this is one of the most important things that you can do for so many different reasons, and you just don't realize it yet. And after this presentation, I hope that you do. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and hang on one second. Let me stand by. Let me get in presentation mode here. Let's get my slideshow going. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and if you guys could let me know that I've got the right view, because sometimes, as you know, with Zoom, it can be a little dicey. Do you guys see my screen? And is it full?
Yep, it's loading up right now.
Okay. Okay, is it good to go so you don't see the presenter or the notes view?
It just says starting to share.
Okay, let me know when it does. And
there we go.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, so so I'm going to just go through this. So I titled this presentation, How to Build an Effective Profile for Personal Branding. This is very important, and job hunting, because I assume you guys are thinking about your future, and it's never too early to start. And I'm going to also tell you why this really matters, because you might think, well, LinkedIn, that's like kind of uncool. That's not a great social media platform. But the reality is that any professional worth his or her salt has a LinkedIn profile, and if you're smart, you have a robust LinkedIn profile. And so I'm going to tell you why. Okay, first of all, you might be asking, well, I'm on TikTok and I'm on Snap and all of that, Instagram. Why use LinkedIn? And so here are reasons why. It's the most trusted social network in the US. If you've been following the news about Facebook, Facebook is 3/4 of all adults in the world that have internet access are on Facebook. Just think about that. 3/4 of all adults in the world are on Facebook. But LinkedIn is the most trusted social network. It doesn't have the metrics, but it's got the most trusted social network in the United States. It's got 722 million members worldwide and 174 million in the US. So it's a huge platform for an audience for your personal brand, and also to a job hunt. 55 million companies are on LinkedIn. That's a lot of companies. Half of all college graduates are on LinkedIn. Half. 40 million people use LinkedIn to job hunt each week. 3 people are hired through LinkedIn every single minute. And if you're a recruiter, 87% of you are regularly using LinkedIn to find candidates through search. And I'm going to give you some kind of tips about how you can construct your profile so you can be found in search. And also, I thought this was just interesting because the world has changed so much. In 2020, LinkedIn saw a six-fold increase in remote postings, and I thought that was super interesting, which means you can get a job with a company anywhere in the world and work remotely. So why optimize your LinkedIn profile? Here's some really good reasons why. It's all about getting your personal brand out to as many people as possible. So profiles with photos receive up to 21 times more profile views. So if you've got a photo in your profile of yourself, including your current city in your profile helps you stand out up to 23 times more in searches. So again, these recruiters are using search, and so they're using search to find the kinds of candidates that they're looking for. They have the skills. So listing 5 relevant skills increases your chances of profile discovery by more than 31 times. And finally, a summary of 40 words or more will increase chances your next employer will find you via search. So you can say I said search a lot because the reality is that if you apply for a job on a website and it goes into what's called an applicant tracking system, ATS. And so, so the chances of a human reading your resume are very slim. So 70% of all jobs are found networking. They're found through search. They're found on LinkedIn. So that means that if you want to get a job, this is how you get a job, is by having an optimized LinkedIn profile. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the 6 main steps to complete your profile. And there's a lot more LinkedIn goes very deep. There's a lot more things you can do. But here are your 6 main things that I'm going to cover today. The first one is you add a professional profile photo. The second, I'm going to show you what a cover photo is, and you want to put a cover photo that tells people who you are and what your brand is. And again, I keep saying brand, your personal brand, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as we go through the presentation. But basically, your brand is what you're selling to the public and to employers and to your colleagues. And so I give you at the end. I'll have like kind of the top tips on how do you figure out what your personal brand is. Number 3 is you have to write a headline that tells people exactly what you do and can be found in search. Again, if I'm a recruiter, I'm searching for a computer programmer, then that headline has to be written with the languages that you know so that you can be discovered, or specifically your knowledge so that you can be discovered. Next is write a summary that tells your story. Don't just list your skills and job titles. The first thing that people do is they Google, they're gonna, let's say I meet you, let's say you're applying for a job with me at ABC 10. And one of the first things I'm gonna do, let's say that you reach out to me with an email, hi Jill, I'm gonna Google you, and and the first thing that comes up is gonna be your LinkedIn profile. So this summary is going to be the most widely read biography of you that on the web. Number 5, add your current work experience, and I'll show you how to convert something that you may not think is work experience into work experience, because I know that some of you may not have a lot of work experience. In fact, most of you don't. And then finally, list at least 5 relevant skills that also boost your chances of getting your profile discovered by the people who could hire you or collaborate with you or want to connect with you. So these are the 6 main steps. I'm going to go through each one. The first main step is this, your profile photo. So here are the reasons why you should have a profile photo. Because number 1, it's your first chance to make a good impression. You want people to look at your photo and think, oh, wow, okay. You want to pick a photo that looks like you on a daily basis so there are no surprises. So let's say that I reach out to Mandy and we agree we're gonna have a Zoom. And because Mandy is going to talk to me about a position she has, if I look dramatically different than my profile photo, she's going to wonder why that is. And so you just want to make sure, or if you meet somebody for coffee, let's say we connected over LinkedIn and you want to meet me for coffee because I might fit a position that you have. When I show up there, you want this person to be able to recognize you. Uh, Number three, always use a high resolution image. Do not use a blurry image because, again, this is your entry into the first time people are going to see you is this profile photo. Don't take a selfie, get someone to take it for you because it's just going to be a more natural photo. Choose the right expression. What image do you want to convey? Now, this goes back to your personal brand. What do you want to be known for? What's the image that you want to project? And I'll talk a little bit about mine and how I did it and what I hope to project. So it's also your first chance to communicate that you are a friendly and likable person. And, and there's all this research that's been done on profile photos that, if you smile or have it kind of a, very pleasant expression, people are much more likely to have a positive image of you. And that's really important because if all they're seeing is your LinkedIn profile, then and they're like, oh my goodness, this, you look like you're grouchy or something like that, then I'm going to continue on my way. And also, again, I keep talking about this personal brand. This is your first step in building your personal brand. So here are some examples. Okay, so here's Mandy's profile photo. And so let's talk about what do you guys think about, like, if you didn't know Mandy and you saw this photo, what would you think? What do you think she's all about?
Friendly.
Yay! I was like, I'm here in the room. So no, I'm just kidding. Be honest. Be totally honest.
And you kind of, and it's a very professional photo. She's got this great smile. She looks relaxed. It's a clear photo, even though it doesn't look really that way because I think I blew it up so much I didn't really mean to. And so, but that is okay. What about this photo? And does anybody know this individual?
I do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what I tried to do is I tried to choose, profiles from Lawrence alums and recent alums. So what do you guys think when you see this photo? If you didn't know her, what would you think about Tien?
Artistic.
And I think looks like I forget, I pulled her profile up. Okay. And so also this other thing, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I just want to show you a website that I found. It's a Pinterest website. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here so you can take a look at it. So, this Pinterest website I found, I was just looking for examples of profile photos. So let's just kind of take a look at some of these, and you can see, sort of what all these different profile photos of, and so each one of these conveys something different, something, a way that, people want to be known for. You can see a lot of smiles. One of the things that you should do is wear something that you would wear to work. And so I just thought these were really good examples. I'll put this link into chat if you want to grab it. But it's just basically, there's Tina Brown. I think and so a lot of blondes. But, so I just think this was just kind of interesting, just to look and see, like, so again, think about the image that you want to project and what does that mean? So now I'm going to go to my profile. And so okay, so here's my profile photo here. And so let me just tell you a little bit about what I did with this photo. First of all, so when you look at my profile photo, what do you think about If you didn't know me or you weren't talking to me, what would you say about me?
Professional.
Okay. Yep.
Maybe because it's like the angle. I think like the angle of the camera is a little bit below your face. It makes you like appear very like competent and like almost powerful.
Oh, that's okay. I like that, Jonathan. That's pretty good. You know, so I, you know, I what I was going, so what I did is I went and I hired a professional photographer who specialized in personal branding. And so instead of just getting a headshot done, I had, you know, and so we went through this whole exercise, and what I was going for is, you know, as a leader, I want to be accessible to people, and so I want to be knowing yet like friendly and accessible, and that's kind of what I was going for. But I did get a professional headshot done, and so it's really, I think, worth the money to do it because you can use it on. I use it on all my social media platforms because I'm really presenting more as a professional than as an individual. On Facebook, you know, I might change up, but on Twitter, I use the same one. You know, so you know, I just think that it might be worth it for you to spend some money, although you don't have to, because if you've got an iPhone 13 or something, or somebody, a friend who's a good photographer, then then that would be worth it. But again, you want to kind of figure out ahead of time what is the image you want to project, and take a bunch of them and make sure you're choosing the right one, because you know what's that saying? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. I guess that's it. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint here. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to do screen. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. Are you seeing PowerPoint or no?
Nope, your desktop.
How about now?
Yep, there you go.
Okay, okie dokes. Okay, so that's the, are there any questions about profile photo and why that's important? Okay, the next thing is called the cover photo. And the cover photo is that your second opportunity to project personal branding. It's the second visual element at the top of your profile page. And so you want to, again, pick a photo that grabs people's attention, sets the context, and shows what matters to you. So the right background photo, and so it's known as a background photo and cover. I call it a cover photo. Either one's fine. Helps your page stand out and engage attention and stay memorable. So you know, if I'm interviewing someone and they don't have a profile photo or a cover photo, sometimes I don't even bother interviewing them, because if you're not willing to take the time to have a decent profile on LinkedIn, then I'm not sure that I want to hire you. In fact, I know I don't, because I feel that people who are, I think this is really going to be your professional calling card. Why wouldn't you take the time to make sure that it looks professional and everything is filled in? And that's kind of what, you know, all of these different elements do for you. And if you do all these things, then your profile then will be, so anyone that goes to it will be impressed with the degree of thoroughness. Okay, so here's some examples. This is a Lawrence alum, and I thought it was just kind of interesting. So he's I forget what his business, I think he's a composer or something, but you know, there's all kinds of really cool free images on the web that you can grab for your cover photo. See, his cover photo though is a little bit busy, or excuse me, his profile photo, but I thought his cover photo was kind of cool, and so I thought that was cool. And then here's another example. Here, this guy Reed is also a Lawrence alum, and he's got Main Hall as his cover photo with his lettering on there. And I thought that looked kind of cool, because that's really that's the image he wants to project and he's got actually a nice profile photo as well. Again, that the image that he wants to project is, he's a marketing consultant, and he's telling me in this headline that he's helping complex industries with demand gen using inbound marketing, whatever that is. So I picked that one because he's a Lawrence alum. And so, so if you kind of go through, you really start to notice, you really start noticing when people are, when they have a profile photo or not. And let's see, I just want to see if I can find. See, pretty much everybody I interact with has profile photo and cover photos. Let's see, Lawrence. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, here we go, right here. It's a LinkedIn member. Okay. Yeah, these are pretty good actually. There's a lot of people that have oh, here we go, right here. Let me just show you, let's just show this profile right here. So here's a profile of a Lawrence alum, and I'm gonna go, let me share my screen here. So what do you think about Hikari? It's got a good, looks like Hikari worked at Lawrence, looks like, right? Oh, student researcher. Oh, it looks like, so I like what's done here, taken all of this work experience and put it under Lawrence. And I think, again, that shows that there's a track record there. Graduated in 2016 with a bachelor's in biology. Education. So, it's actually, I think that the volunteer experience on here, that's great. I think that's really good. Courses that were taken that shows. So the profile actually is good. It's just the fact that there's the care wasn't taken with the profile, with the cover photo, which is, this area right here, and then this the profile photo. Uh, I don't think sends a great message. And there's no summary on here. So you want to make sure that you've got, those things all filled out. Let me just go to my profile just for a second. So I took this picture on my way into work today, biking. I bike every day. This is the state capitol in Sacramento because when I was looking at it, I wanted to change it. And, it's pretty easy to change your profile photo or to upload it. You just press on here and it comes up, and you can change your photo by, they've got images that you can use. So if you're looking for the right cover photo, you can certainly put one of those in there, or you can just go ahead and you can put filters on here. So, if I wanted to put a filter on, I could. That one's kind of cool. So here I'm going to apply that filter. So there's some things that you can do. You want to make sure though that you've got you want to try out, so I took a bunch of different photos, and this is the one I thought looked the best, but and it's really easy to do it, and same with your profile photo. You can just edit. My profile photo is public because I want people to see it. You can also add frames on here that you're open to work, and also that I'm hiring, so people know. So if let's say you're networking, you can say that you're open to work, and basically, you can signal to people what you're all about. And there's a bunch of different ways in the platform that you can do that. So these cover photos, I think, are really, really important. So going back to the PowerPoint then, okay, let me go back to the PowerPoint. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, The next thing is your headline. So the headline it's more than just a job title. It tells prospective employers what you can do. And also, as I kept talking about, it's also found in search. Use the headline to say more about how you see your role and what makes you tick. And again, use words that can be found via search. So if someone's looking for a specific, let's say I'm looking for a digital writer. That's it. So I'm going to do a search in LinkedIn for a digital writer. Or let's say I'm looking for a broadcast producer or an executive producer or a reporter. Again, that has to be there in the title somewhere. So let's take a look at some examples. This is my daughter, Catalina. Catalina is a junior at Pratt Institute, and I was kind of playing around with her profile as part of preparing because she's, in college. And so just a little bit about her. Here's her cover photo that she chose. This is Pratt's in Brooklyn, so that's her cover photo. Her cover photo, which is behind. Here's her profile photo. And so what I did is I took her her headline, and she's a creative writing major. And while she's never held a job per se as a writer, she's at the point where she's looking for an internship and then looking for a job. So, but what she did do, she did co-found a blog called Cyber Feelings with two of her classmates. And so, these are the things that Catalina can do. She creative writing, she's a poet, she does fashion journalism, she writes fiction, she's designed logos for some companies, and also she's a student at Pratt Institute. So she is, this is her, and again, all these things are found in search, right? But this tells a lot about Catalina just by that headline. And then again, going back to me, there's my title. I'm the director of content at ABC 10. I want people to know I'm a journalist, that I do content creation strategies. I specialize in digital integration, and in my business, that's integrating broadcast and the digital platforms together, and flowing audiences from one platform to the other. I'm also known as a newsroom innovator, and so but what I'm doing with my headline is I'm using it to recruit, because I want people to want to come to work for me. So I'm using this to recruit, and I want people to know, if you come to my newsroom, we're an innovative newsroom. We do, we understand about digital integration. We're strategic, we put a lot of thought into what we do, but most of all, we serve the public with journalism. So, these headlines are 120 characters, and and what I do is I use these lines to separate, and what that is the, let's see, on the keyboard, it's the shift and then the backslash right above the backslash. It's a straight line to separate it, and you can try all different combinations. And again, let's say that I were job hunting, I probably wouldn't use director of content. I'd probably use news director, because that's the more common title. But I would do, journalism, all the different things that the kinds of positions that I'm looking for. If I were looking for a position in, let's say, I wanted to get out of my current in journalism, then I would put in this headline things that would help me, transferable skills like writing and social media strategies, depending on what I'm looking for. So so that's what that headline is all about. So that's a really, really important component. So you can see this whole top half of your profile is really worth it. I've got my Lawrence in there. I've got my company there. So I think that's really important. The next thing is your LinkedIn summary. And as I talked about, this will be read more than any other bio about you on the web. And this is your chance to tell your story, because really, job hunting is about, it's your story. You have to tell your story and bring to life why your skills matter, and that and oh, there's a typo there that I missed, the difference they can make to the people you work with. In other words, if I hire you, does your story tell me, what would you be like in my newsroom or in my company? And so this is the most personal piece of content marketing. And it really is content marketing because you're marketing yourself. And it's definitely worth the effort. So you want to spend time on your, on your summary. Like right now, my summary is my audience is for people, again, I want to recruit. I'm always looking to recruit good candidates. And so I want them to read it and think, oh, she sounds kind of interesting. I mean, that sounds like it might be the kind of place I want to work in. I want to find out more. So here's some examples of summaries. Rana Mark, she's a Lawrence grad. And I think that this is where you can be really personal. And, she is someone, she looks like she works at Amazon, and according to her headline, she does global sustainability strategy communications. I would put Amazon in that headline, but and then she talks about, and so when I read this summary, I thought, wow, she's super committed to what she's doing. She's innovative. She's really into sustainability, social enterprise development, digital accessibility. I mean, so she seems like somebody that I get a good sense of who Rana is through this summary. And then I've got another example here. This is Andrew Lacombe, who is a Lawrence grad. Also, he works for a television station in Marquette, Michigan, which is a very small market. However, I like his profile photo, but I wouldn't have two photos with people on it, but that's just me. But he has one up there, and he talks about what he does. I mean, he's on TV. He gets up, early at 3 a.m. and he produces half hour of the show, which means, and he talks about what that means. So he after that he handles story assignment and management duties. So if I were to read this is somebody that works in my business, I might think, Andrew is somebody that I should reach out to Andrew and see if he's interested in executive producer position I have or something like that. And then he talks about his commitment to living in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So he was a political reporter in Green Bay, but he's home now. And so that tells me that that he may not be interested in coming to work for me, but I think he'd be interesting for me to connect with. And I have done so because I thought he was pretty interesting. So again, you learn from your profiles, and I think that's really super interesting. Okay, the next thing is your current work experience. And this is really important that you have current work experience. And there's got to be something that you're doing that maybe you're doing work study, maybe you're, it depends. So you want to provide all the supporting information for all your positions. You want to be creative about what this position is, including any relevant work experience. And basically for you guys, you're going to use this section to build your story of where you've been and how where you've been is going to get you to where you want to go. And so I'm going to go back to my daughter, Catalina, and let me go, and because I want to talk to you about what I did with her, because she's got some work experience, but in her mind it wasn't any big deal. In her mind it's like, oh, I just I did this for a while, I did that for a while, but and then, oh, this summer she just said, oh, I started this blog with my friends, and I thought, So here's her profile right here. I put you can put some featured. This is something that, a zine that she did. And this is all, stuff that she, a lot of the stuff on her profile is she did it at Pratt. But this co-founder here of the Cyber Feelings, I put that in as her work experience. And so if she's looking for work with a, digital media or anything like that, and then I put a link right here to her website. and so that people could easily find cyber feelings and they can see what that's all about. And that shows that she's worked in, she's got some web development experience from doing this. So my point for you guys is that you can take anything, and also I should have built this out a bit more. And I was going to build out Starbucks. She was a cashier at Menchie's. Also, I put this in high school. She was part of the Chicago Tribune. They had this MASH program where you can work on the teen newspaper and website. She didn't do that long. It was freshman year, but you know what? I put it in as work experience. And so then I put her volunteer experience in here, and she's got skills. I put her honors and awards. But I wanted to show you this work experience because I bet you're thinking, well, geez, I haven't really done much. And oh, maybe you have done a lot, but no matter what it is, when I was at Lawrence, I had a bunch of different work study jobs, one of which was in the basement of Raymond House. Is Raymond House still there?
Yeah.
So I was like, is there still a silk screen printing shop down there?
Yes.
So I was like, I started that and ran it or this like an older student hired me to do that. Well, I could put that on my LinkedIn profile as a work study. So if you do work study, or if you do like you've done, like Catalina started this blog with her 3 buddies, I mean, it just shows that you're creating, that you're in the game, that you're doing things, and so it does not have to be formalized work experience. And I think that's really something that is important for you guys to understand, that really take all of your experiences and put them in this profile, because when you put it all together, then you're like, wow, because again, you want to think about where you want to go, and you may not even know that, but then because you're constantly going to be updating this profile. So, okay, let me continue on. So I'm going to continue on with the PowerPoint. Stand by. I'm sorry, I keep kind of bouncing around, but I just think it's interesting. I just wanted to kind of share that with you because in preparing for this, I realized that my daughter did not have the greatest profile. So I wanted to make sure, I wanted to see, okay, hang on a second. I'm looking for my standby. I got to get my PowerPoint here again.
And maybe while Jill loads up, are there any questions at this point? Is everything pretty clear? Any questions from anybody on the Zoom?
Here we go. Okay, so we're almost done here. Thank you for bearing with me. So your skills, there's a skills section. It's one of the quickest ways to win. A quick win on LinkedIn. It's really easy, and I'm sure many of you have experience with Final Cut Pro or Premiere, or any web design or photography tools or Adobe. Anything like that is really valuable. And we hire, we've just hired a bunch of kids from college. I mean, they know how to do all this stuff. They know how to edit. So for example, I have a big digital team and a big broadcast team, and these digital producers, they all know how to edit on Premiere, which is amazing, because that is really a valuable skill in my business. So it also helps, these skills help substantiate the description in your headline and summary. And they have a skills, you can take a skills assessment to see whether or not you're proficient enough. And the key here is to stay relevant. Don't just make a long list, but make things that are marketable. Even though I hate that word, but think about it that way. What kinds of skills are employers looking for? And chances are you've got those skills. And so get those on there. And then, finally, so those are the six of the six. And then I have kind of this slide, and so you might be thinking, well, okay, I'll just go ahead and, I'll put my picture in there, but I'm not going to take the time to fill everything out. So here's why your profile should stand out because, well, first, if you are not on LinkedIn, you are missing out on one of the greatest networking tools ever for career success. And you will use LinkedIn your entire career, no matter what you do. You will use LinkedIn. And if you're like, let's say I had my own business for a while. I used LinkedIn as my publishing platform. I did videos on LinkedIn, and because I was establishing myself as a thought leader to get business basically. So no matter what, you're going to use it, and you're going to evolve it as you evolve. For college students, a profile allows you to establish professional bona fides without a lot of career experience. This, if you've got a really great profile, then I think that your prospective employers are going to be really impressed. But again, it's not enough to just create a profile. You must stand out from the pack because there's a lot of competition out there. And just really being thoughtful about these 6 things I told you about, I think would be great. And so again, I keep talking about this. Use LinkedIn to build your personal brand, to distinguish yourself, become more visible, and increase credibility. And I added onto the presentation the top tips for building your personal brand because I talk so much about it. And some of you may be like, well, I don't even know what that is. So here are, and in the chat, I'm going to put Northeastern has a really good, hang on, I'm going to put this Northeastern article in the chat so you can grab it if you want to. Here's that. And then also, I'm also going to put in the chat, let's see, I don't have that up anymore. I'll put these profile photos in there though if you want to look at this. I don't know if you do, but it's kind of cool. You can just kind of look and see what some people are doing with profile photos. There's that. Okay, so top tips, here's the top tips for building your personal brand. Figure out who you are and determine what you want to be known for. So, that will really kind of guide how you construct your personal brand. You want to define your audience. Who are you talking to? Define that audience, because if you define the audience, then you can give them what they want. So let's say that you are a musician, and let's say you go to Lawrence's Conservatory, and let's say that you want to, I don't know, you're a jazz musician and you want to get gigs, or you want to connect with other, you really want to broaden your network because you want to, or you want to attach yourself onto with a group or something like that. It's kind of not a great example, but you figure out that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to be known. And then, who's the audience that I'm talking to? Because you can't talk to everybody. But let's say you want to go into marketing, research your desired industry. And that's really important. Ask for informational interviews. And I'm sure the Career Center has been talking to you about this. You have to embrace networking, and LinkedIn is a really important tool for that because you can ask people to connect. Ask for recommendations from people, grow your online presence, and I have networked there twice. It's so important I have it there twice. So that's really about your personal brand. And so I'm going to just stop there. I know I've given you a lot to think about, and I'm also at this moment would be happy to critique anybody's profile if you want me to, or I'm happy to kind of show you some other tricks on my profile that if you're interested, I can show you a couple other things that you may not know about that could make a difference. It's up to you.
Yeah, I want to check my profile.
Okay.
My name is Giacomo Ganera. As college
Okay, stand by. Let me, can you spell your name for me, please?
GIA, sorry. CO,
Yep, MO.
yeah, space,
Uh-huh.
BOCA,
BOCA.
NEGRA.
BOCA. Oh, here you are right here. Oh, wait. BOCANEGRA.
Yeah,
Okay, let's take a look. Are you a hedge fund manager?
yeah, that's me.
Wow, okay. Oh, wow. Very handsome. Very handsome picture. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Ooh. All right, let's take a look. I have a reporter named Giacomo Luca. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger. And okay, let's just take a look at Giacomo's profile. And so are you looking at it?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna get my little okay. Okay, first of all, this is a wonderful profile picture. This is and I assume this is what you look like. I can't see you, but and did you get that professionally done?
no, that was for my graduation year picture.
Okay.
The profile.
Looks great. Beautiful picture. I like this. I like your background. I think that's really cool. You've got now is Madrigal your company or
Yeah.
is it okay, this is cool. And so it looks like you made a company page, correct?
Yes.
And so that's what I also do with my daughter. So let me just go to her profile again. Hang on, let me stop my is that I made for her this let's see, this is mine. Hang on, let me erase. In order to get that icon there, you've got to have a, let's see, let me go to Catalina's. Where is it? Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening with my internet here. You know, let me get off the Wi-Fi. YC, okay. Okay, let's see. Let me get Catalina up here. So what I did for Catalina is I created a company page for Cyber Feelings so that a art would, and that's what Giacomo did as well. So if you click on Cyber Feelings, I created this company page, and it's very easy to do, right, Giacomo? It was not hard to do.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
just, yeah, and so basically, and it has visit their website. So here's the website here. And so that's what he did too. So this is his company. And so if you click on Madrigal Capital, then this comes up. You know what I do here though, Giacomo? I get a cover photo here,
Okay.
up here. I would put that up there. Now, what he can do is, I'm going to follow you. What you can do, I mean, see, the way LinkedIn is structured, there's so much room for thought leadership here. So you can write posts, you know. So one of the things that Giacomo could do to show people he knows his stuff is he could write about, you know, investing, and he could have, you know, like the Motley Fool, right? So the guy that one of the three founders of the Motley Fool, which is a newsletter now about investing, I worked with him. And he used to work at BT. Actually, he still works in TV, and he's the guy that that created Pardon the Interruption on ESPN and all these shows. And anyway, you know, what they just start out doing is just giving advice. And so LinkedIn is not only you know, the real great looking profile. You know what though? I would fill this thing out. I would fill this out a little bit more. Your hedge fund manager. And you know, I put a little bit more in there if you can, but these are great, and you've got your skills up here. I would definitely, you know, I would kind of add to this because you could just say you're Madrigal Capital hedge fund manager, and then you could add things because it looks like you've got a lot of other skills. You've got you're a founder. You could put in your headline that you're a founder. And you know what? Let me show you how. Let me just bring up a. Let's see. I'm just going to bring up a blank. Actually, I can probably use my profile. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so let's say I want to, so you want to you want to take a blank piece of paper and so here's mine here. So I'm going to just copy and paste this. And then I'm going to, hang on, let me just save it. I'll just show you what I did. Let me pull up a, I know I can do. Let me just get a Google, a clean Google document here. And let's, let's work on a headline for Giacomo. Let me get his up here too. Okay, so this is the format right here. So, and let me make this bigger for everybody so you can actually see it. Okay, all right, now let's grab his, and let's just first take a look at what else he's done. So he's a founder, and he's been a CEO. He was a class president. This is excellent, and this is what I was talking about. I was talking about how you can take any experience. Is there a company page for this Montessori International College?
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna look.
Okay, so then what you want to do with that is, there we go. Oh, there is. Okay, so how you get that in there then is let's just get in there. So you need to edit this, but let me just go back to my profile and so how you get a company in there is, okay, so you edit, and then here, let's say I work for the Post Crescent, Appleton Post Crescent. Is it just the Post Crescent? I think it's just the Post Crescent.
Post.
There it is right there. Oh, they don't have a company page. Okay. Let's say I work for ABC. Let's say I work for Let's say I work for ABC News. Then you see how I just typed it in and all that stuff came up. Here's ABC 10. That's my company. That's how you get it in there. So, but you need to have a company page made. So let's say like Giacomo, you've got your own company. It's super easy to create a company page. And you can do that, and that's the only way you're going to get that little icon that's going to pop in there. That's how that works. Okay, so let's see what else Giacomo's up to here. He is okay, founder. Go to Lawrence. He's volunteered. You should definitely good. You've got your skills. Let's see what other skills you have. These are good. And again, if you like on the skills page, hang on, let me get rid of that. Let me get my page up again. Let me bring it down here. On the skills page, you can take a skill quiz, you can add skills, and you can also edit your skills. So it's got these pins. So I pinned up here like what my top ones are, and I can put something else up there. Let's say I want to put, and it depends on what job if you're job hunting, I'm going to put breaking news up there. It just depends what you're looking for. Let's say I was looking for a PR job or a job in radio, then I would put that up there. But again, my number one skill is leadership. So I'm going to put that up there. So again, what do I want to be known for? I want to be an impactful leader. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take social media off, and I'm going to put leadership up there because you can only have 3 pinned up there at a time. And also, investigative reporting. We just won a National Mirror Award for that. And so I may want to put that up there. And also you can move your skills. I think I can move it up. Anyway, so that's how you get those skills there. I'm going to save it. So I would get some skills, Giacomo, in there. Oh, no, never mind. No, you have skills. That's great. And again, but I see up here you've got experience with Adobe and Illustrator and Photoshop. I would add all that stuff in there because those are marketable skills. Again, Premiere, web design, any editing, anything like that. He's got your honors and awards. These are folks that he follows. I think you get like an A+ on this profile. Let me tell you. The thing is though, the one thing though that the piece of feedback I would give you is, and also I'm going to connect with you. I hope you accept my connection. Is that I would build your profile out a little bit more and talk about some of the things that you've done because you're obviously kind of a go-getter. That's what I'm getting. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you know what? Build that out on your summary because I want to know more about you. This is your story and make me, it's like a good book. Draw me in, make me really want to read it. So I think that's great. I know that we both are connected to Mark Burstein. I think that's really cool. And also, you want to build up your connections because once you get to 500 connections, that's really where the magic happens in the algorithm.
Yeah, because my account I created like a week ago. So.
Oh, great. Okay. Wow. All right. Then you know what? Start connecting to people. And let me just a word about connections. Let's talk about that for a minute, just because I think it's really important. So let's say that let's see. I want to connect with Gaynor Hall. Okay, so I'm going to add a note. And Gaynor is, hi Gaynor, I hired her. She's a graduate of Whitney Young High School. I forget where she went to college. I know Gaynor, so I hope you are doing well. Please accept my invitation to connect. And then Jill. But if I didn't know Gaynor, I would say, let's see, like Charles. So okay, let's say that I don't know you. I'm going to go to your profile and just kind of check you out a little bit. This Jillian Callan, okay. Let's see what she's up to. She's coordinating producer. And then also, so I'm going to look at a couple things. I'm going to look at who our mutual connections are. And I'm going to look at, whether, because my business is really a small business. She went to Towson State. That's cool. And so see, she's got her skills. She's got people endorsing her skills. And that's what happens is that people endorse your skills once you get them in there. So let's say I want to connect with Jillian. I'm going to try to find something that gets her attention because you should be fairly selective about who. So hi, Jillian. I don't know why. Well, hi, Jillian. So I noticed that you try to find like some commonality or say something like, I see our industries. It'd be helpful if I could spell, right?
And the one thing, Jill, while you're typing, I'll just, because we're running up right against time, but I did want to let everyone know that if you don't know about Viking Connect, that's our internal Lawrence LinkedIn. So it's made up of all Lawrence alumni. And I think you absolutely need to be both places, right? So you need to be linked on LinkedIn.
Yes, absolutely.
Not
And then
Lawrence, yep.
And Viking Connect takes your LinkedIn profile and makes it into your profile, correct?
It does. And the nice thing is for students, so if you're just getting started and not knowing what to say, it will flood in some templates to get you started. So the exact thing that Jill's doing now, Viking Connect will help you build some of those initial outreaches.
Right. So that's I think an excellent point. So the last thing I just want to show you, because I think this is really cool, is that you can edit your public profile and URL. So because a lot of times, let's look at okay, Giacomo did his, good job, great job. And that young lady that I just connected to, let's see if Grace has it. She did hers. That's great. Good. I think that's, oh, she's a student at BU. That's pretty impressive. Let's see if I can find, yeah, see how the top up here, how it's LinkedIn and it's got these numbers on there. You want to edit those out. And so what you can do, you just edit your custom URL. You click on edit and you can just type in something and save it. And then that way you can put it on your resume, you can put it on your business cards if you have them, on other social media. Because that way, like if you go to my page and my profile page, it starts up by, it says on the top, that's my URL right here. And that's a cool thing to have. So you want to make sure that you're editing your public profile and your URL. That's really important. And I've got quite a pretty big, and again, I'm writing my profile for recruiting. I'm showcasing some of our really fantastic work. Again, we got nominated for a Peabody for Firepower Money, and we won a National Morale for it. And so I want to show people that we take journalism really super duper seriously. And then, and also I used to be a lot more active in writing on LinkedIn. I have written some articles. You can write articles. So you can really, you don't need a website. You can use LinkedIn because it is a publishing platform. You can do everything with it. And so, you can, LinkedIn Premium is great. There's also a LinkedIn for job hunters. So, so this is all of my, I've got a lot of experience. I've been doing this a very long time. I went to Syracuse and got my master's. Here's my volunteer stuff. I'm a mentor. This is all my work at Lawrence as a, on the board. And I've parlayed this then into an entry, and I'm a communication specialist because I do all kinds, because I do all these different things. And I want that, and I've been doing that for almost 4 years. It shows I'm committed. So if you looked at my profile, you'd think, oh, geez, she's very committed to Lawrence. And I've got my skills here. I've got some recommendations from some people, and this is more of a personal, recommendations. And I've given some recommendations to people, and you can ask for recommendations. And I think that's another little breadcrumb that you give people that shows that you know what you're doing, you're authentic. I've got all my awards and accomplishments down here. Organizations I'm involved with, and then interests. I follow a lot of people because you want to make sure that you are, you got some interesting stuff to interact with on your timeline because, part of it in a perfect world, you should be really interacting with, liking, sharing, commenting on stuff, and showing what you know by commenting. So what you want to do is you want to, have some interesting stuff on your timeline so that you can see, here's all the Lawrence stuff, and I'm going to like that. So all the Lawrence stuff, and again, part of the I'm on this committee. We're really encouraging people to be very active on social media because we're trying to get more alumni to support the university. And so I want to do that, and I should, and because again, if you like something, that's great, but if you comment, then that gives the post more value. Just like a post that's got a photo on it is like, I think it's 40 times more likely to get engagement, and video is even more likely to get engagement. So, and for a while when I had my business, so this is my business, and so for a while, I haven't done any updates in a while, I have to admit, because I no longer have that business, but I did some article. I didn't post my article. Let's see. Here's my activity. Yeah, I haven't really done anything. Geez, I thought all my little videos would be on there anyway. But see, if I were still had this business and wasn't active, somebody would come and say, well, wait a second, why should I hire her to tell me about social media because she's not even active? So, but you know, I for a while I was doing a lot of, oh, here's my post. Let's see if I have any. So this is everything that you do. I have written some articles and I got actually quite a bit of engagement on it. I haven't done an article recently, but I should because if I'm recruiting people, I want them to know what I'm all about. And then also, I used to do a lot of videos for LinkedIn where, you know, where I was on a panel, so I put that on there. You know, where I was sharing what I know, so here's a video like I used to interview people, you know, about emotional leadership. I used to caption it. So what I do is I just connect with people on LinkedIn and say, hey, can I interview you? Because again, it's all about creating content. I would go to like my favorite coffee shop in Chicago, which is where we moved from. So I did a lot of videos and would caption them because videos with captions get a lot more. And so this is, you know, I did a video, I was on this bike to drive. You live in Chicago, it's like my favorite thing. So, you know, I mean, there's a lot you can do. So it's publishing, but video is absolutely huge. It is a huge, 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 huge thing. And video gets more engagement than anything else that you can do. So my boss and I were thinking of for recruiting, having someone, you know, do a video of us talking to each other about, you know, what's like to work here. So you can get an idea of what, if you were apply for a job here, what are you going to get? Because the job market's very competitive right now.
Also, Jill, we had a question in the chat from Oliver.
Yes.
Reaching out to alumni and getting informational interviews. What is your advice on getting back to them and keeping in touch with them?
So Oliver, are you reaching out to them on LinkedIn?
Yes. I'm
okay.
Yeah. So I've been getting informational interviews and
that's
so
great
with alumni, and the thing is, in like a month or 2 months, I would like to reach back to them. And how do I do that without being too intrusive and without losing their interest, you know, in me?
Oh, you got your personal, wow. So, okay, I'm going to share his, first of all, I love your profile. And you know, I'm super impressed because, you know, I had to like do my daughter's for her. But this is awesome. Great picture of you, Oliver. This is really nice. You got some good stuff in here. I love that. I love this photo and your personal website, and I like that you featured it. I think that's great. You know what I would do is so when you're asking for informational interviews, are you asking for a Zoom interview or what are you doing? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've been doing Zoom interviews with, and like even just a phone call if they don't have time for a Zoom interview, but just 20-30 minute talk and see what they do and how they do it and how they got there after Lawrence.
Wow. Jeez, are you a sophomore?
I am, yeah.
Wow. Boy, so let me know like when I can hire you. Okay, so what I would do, you know, so are you using the messaging tool on LinkedIn? Because that's kind of, so Mandy and I have been using that, but that's a good way. Also, what I would try to do, if there's somebody that you are really interested in getting to know more and you think they might be a valuable contact and you are able to do it, I would try to get them in for a coffee. If you are, let's say, are you in Appleton or are you in Minneapolis? Are you from the Minneapolis area?
Right now I'm in Appleton. I'm at school. But,
okay.
I put Minneapolis because I was trying to find some people in Minneapolis because I lived there for 2 years.
So what I would do is if there's somebody that you're really interested in talking more, like what's your kind of your end game here? Because that's the one thing I don't get a sense of really what, let's see, economics. Geez. So you're Swiss, you know, so do you have those shoes that are like $140? Those the the what are they called? The ones with the little circles?
On shoes. Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah. Oh, so you're a big hockey player, huh? You like the Blackhawks?
I'm a
Oh, the
Penguins
Red.
fan.
Oh, you are a Penguins fan. Okay. Wow, so this is like, you know, wow, very awesome. Okay, so what are you interested in? Like, do you have an idea of what you might want to do after Lawrence or kind of the direction you want to go in?
Right now, um, the career path that I would love to take would be like product manager or something like that. So I've been
Okay.
talking to product managers and see what they do and see how I like it. I'm also interested in data analytics and computer science, so I'm gonna take some classes about that.
Okay. So what I would do then is when you go, you know, when you go home over winter break, perhaps try to see if you can meet somebody for a coffee or maybe a coffee, not a beer. I don't think you're old enough to drink, but you know, and just say, hey, you know, hey, just you know, after maybe a month, 2 months, I really enjoyed our conversation. And then what you want to do, you want to show you really got a lot out of that conversation by saying, you always want to be prepared. That's really a big message. You for anything, any conversation you have, don't take anything for granted and be prepared for it. So let's say you talk to this guy or gal who's a product manager, you're really interested in knowing more, then you know, say, I really enjoyed our conversation and here's why. Would you meet me for a cup of coffee? You know, I'm home on break and I've got a flexible schedule. I'd love to just, you know, meet you in person because that's really because I'm telling you that person is going to be the person that's going to get you a job when you're ready. And that's how it works. And that's so you want to really always take that networking to the next level because you can have all these connections you want on LinkedIn, but if you don't have a personal connection, they're not going to recommend you for a job. Or say, hey Oliver, you know, my company just posted for X. You know, I think you might be a good fit, and I'll give you the hiring manager's name. That's how it works. So, you know, I would also continue, you know, with your activity, you know, write, you know, it looks like you're sharing stuff, but you're not writing your own posts. And that's another thing. It's great to share and to comment and all that, but you know, but really what you want to do is create your own content and show, you know, kind of show thought leadership. And that's really kind of this is we're getting to higher level stuff with LinkedIn, but you want to show thought leadership so that when someone goes to your profile, oh, let's see, oh, you know, Oliver wrote an article about you know, I think that the fact that you left Switzerland to come here is really interesting. You know, what is something that you've learned from that you could write in an article because, you know, this LinkedIn is amazing because it is a publishing platform. And so let me show you how to get to that. So hang on, let me go back to my home here. Okay, so let's say that I want to write an article. I just click on that. I want to write it, AB's, you know, AB. So I'm going to write it as me. I'm also on all these pages here, but I want to write it as me. And, you know, here it is. You put a headline, you upload a cover image just like you do with your profile. I'll just put one in there and let's just see how it looks. There we go. Okay. Oh, that looks nice. And then I'm going to write, let's say I want to write an article about how I think it's great that leaders should be vulnerable, that strong leaders show vulnerability. Then I can write that and it has and then you can do quotes and so, you know, basically it's a publishing platform. And so you can publish, you know, you can write drafts, you can write a new article, you can look at articles. So here are my articles right here. And basically, so the last one I wrote was in 2019. So obviously, but then I got this full-time job in 2019 and I've been super busy. But anyway, You know, you can do all kinds of stuff on this platform. But the main thing though is, you know, you can do polls on here, you can add videos, you can add documents, you can celebrate something, you can create a poll, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff on here. Let's say you put a great PowerPoint together on for a class, you can upload that PowerPoint on LinkedIn. And I believe it's add a document. Yeah, so you can choose your file. Let's say that I want to upload this. Here's my presentation right here that I'm giving to you guys. So let's say I want to, you know, let's say there it is, and I can upload it, and I can tag all you guys in it, and you can just get it from my profile. So let's see, add a description title to your document. So why?
Jill, this is Grace over in the Career Center. I'm just going to jump in here really quick because I'm pretty sure Oliver is standing outside of class right now. So
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oliver, go ahead and jump into class there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Oliver. Thank
it
you
was
very
great,
much.
And looking forward to
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah, and you know what? Just connect with me, and if you want to talk more, I'm happy to, you know, talk more.
Okay.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Jill, I'm gonna stop the recording really quick. Hang on.
Okay.